Retro Robbie here with another penny box break. So as you saw in my last video, I only got 30 rolls in my last box because the others were my recycled rolls. So I could definitely tell they were mine. So fortunately or unfortunately, how you want to look at it, the bank told me that the other branch had some for me and I could go pick them up and exchange over at that branch. So they were nice enough to actually call me, and that's the kind of relationship you got to have with your bank if you want to do coin roll hunting and all that. To have a good relationship with your tellers and your branch manager and all that, and then they can help you out. So they knew that they were out, and they gave me to another branch, which they were more than gladly to exchange my rolls for. So again, unfortunately, as they said, their customer rolled again. Nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. But hey, there's still fun searching, and as you saw in the prior videos, there's been some good finds. So I'm looking excited to break this open and show you guys what we find. And let's get right to it. I'll loop you in when I find the first find. All right, very first roll, and we have a Canadian. So as you know, I get lots of Canadians, and so we'll see a whole bunch again as normal. So this one looks like a young head. It is a young head. It is 1962. So you start off with a older young head Canadian from 1962. So very nice. So that's a good start to the hunt. Of course, we want those Wheaties, and but hey, we'll take older Canadians as well. They're very nice to add to your collection. I see a whole bunch of copper here, and that one got beat up bad, and it is a copper. Oh man, that one is beat up. No, it's not copper even. It's an 86. Wow, that's in bad shape. Well, at least these are not super dirty, but there's a good mix of copper in there, and we'll keep on searching, and if I find anything, I'll loop you in. Roll 3, and we got our second Canadian here, so towards the end there. Let's see what we get. We get a 1973 Canadian. So very nice. Another older one, pure copper one, not the young head though. Whoops. So that's our second Canadian find, and I didn't see anything else when I was laying these out. So we'll keep on searching. We are on roll 4, and we got multiple Canadians here, and one of them was an ender, so that just was right at the end there. So first one is 1980 Canadian, so nice copper one there. And then there was one in the middle as well, so that one is a 1988. So 2 from the 80s, so that's 2 Canadians. That's my fourth one. And like I said, I get a lot of Canadians in these rolls, and we'll keep on searching. We are on roll 6 here, and we got some multiple finds here, so laid them out. And we got a 1959 out of Philadelphia. We got a Canadian. Let's see what that is. It is a 1987. That's in pretty decent shape. And then I saw 2009. So there's been actually quite a few 2009s in here. So that is actually my 5th 2009. So very nice that I'm finding 2009s. Because you know it's a lower mintage year for that one. And then there was another Canadian that popped up. So 2 Canadians in this roll. And this one is 1968. So very nice. We got 2 older coppers. We got the 59 transitional and a 2009. And let's just check here. That is oh, wow. Wow, I've never seen anything like that. And that is beat up. That's a one bad penny. Got a huge chunk taken out of it. I'm not seeing anything. Not any Wheaties or anything like that. So we'll search this roll, and I'll let you back in when I see the next find. We are on roll 10 here, and we have a Canadian right there. So I haven't been showing all the Canadians because I'd have like an hour worth of Canadian pennies, but this is just kind of interesting. We're on roll 10, and I'm on my 10th Canadian find. So, like I said, I'm not showing all of them, but man, we're on pace to get 50 Canadians in this box. That would be huge. And this one's a 1966. So, again, another older one. I have not gotten anything newer than 1988. So, There have been a lot of Canadians, and there are the older copper ones too, so I'm really happy about that. Just kind of going through here just to make sure we don't have any other finds, and I don't see it, so I'll keep searching. We are on roll 17 here, and there's another Canadian. This is my 15th Canadian on 17 rolls, so we slowed down a little bit, but we're still chugging along with the Canadians. I'm not showing them all, but I figured I'd show this one. This one looks like a young head, too. Look at that. Very nice. Nice young head, and it is a 1963, so definitely a young head. And another older one. That's my second young head and my 15th Canadian. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm being skunked out on Wheaties, but I'm finding a lot of the older Canadians, which is nice. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, I wish I could find Wheaties for you guys, but it's the way the hunt goes sometimes. I'll keep searching these rolls, and I'll let you back in if I find anything else. We are on roll 18, and this roll kind of exploded on me, but what came out was another Canadian. So my 16th Canadian, and it is 1964, so it is another young head. There it is. 16th is the young head, so that is my third young head. And like I said, I always get a lot of Canadians here, and we're on a record pace here, so I gotta keep my eyes out on for that. So we'll keep searching. All right, we're on roll 20, and we have another Canadian. So let's take a peek which one that is. Where did it go? It's right there. It is a 1977, so another older copper one, and this one has a little luster on it, so very nice. 1977, and that is my 17th Canadian out of 20 rolls, so we're still on pace to beat the record, so I'll keep you in tune in case we break a record. I'll keep searching and let you know when I find something else. We are on roll 22, and we have multiple Canadians in here, so I thought I'd bring you in. So let's go left to right. The first one here is a 1990, so it is still copper, so 1990, and then we got the second one coming up. This one was newer, it looks like. It is non-copper, so it's zinc or tin. It's 1999. But still two more. That puts, we're on number 20 of roll 23. So unfortunately, I'm still not finding any wheats. I might be skunked out here. But the only thing I got going excited to go for is the Canadian record. So we're going to go for it here. That's 20 on 23. So we'll keep on searching. We are on roll 24, and we finally did it. This roll is full of stuff. I've never seen so much in one roll before. We finally got our first wheat scent. It's right there, second from the end. So very nice. I was kind of worried that we wouldn't get any, but we got the first one. So let's take a peek and see what year it is. It is a 1953 Denver. Let me double check that. It is a 53D Denver. So very nice. We're finally on the board with our first Wheatie. I'm so happy. Kind of relieved too, because I was kind of getting worried there. There was nothing. But man, look at all the Canadians that are in this roll. It's incredible. First one was right next to that Wheatie. It's a 1985. It's a copper, and it's in pretty good shape. Let's keep going down here. I know there's a whole bunch of them. I saw them, and now I kind of forgot where they kind of were. There's the next one right there. So a little further down, just make sure I don't see it. Yep, I don't see any more. That one is a 1981. So another older one. Another older copper. That's our second Canadian, this one. And keep scrolling down, and there's two more down here at the end. It's incredible. Flip this one over. 1969. So we seem to be getting older here. Very nice. 1969. Auburn copper, getting older here. So, and then the next one is a 1982. So, man, there was 4 Canadians in that one and a Wheatie. That is incredible. Man, there's a lot in this one. And there's quite a few copper in here, too. It was an 82. We'll test that to see. There's 79. So there's a good mix in here. So, wow, 4 Canadians. That puts me about 25. We're getting really close to the record here. So we're going to keep our eye on that, see if we hit it or not. I'm going to keep searching, and so relieved we got that first one off our back, so we'll keep on searching these rolls. We're on roll 25, and just like roll 24, 25 is the same. There are multiple hits in this one. There is a Canadian, there's a Wheatie, there's a couple Canadians over here, so another massive roll here. So the middle of this box is doing really good. Let's go left to right here. So first one is a Canadian. It is a 1965, so 1 year off young head, but it's still a 65, very old. So let's keep going down here and see in case I miss anything. Yeah, it's amazing. Here is the second Canadian, and that is a 1963, so that is a young head. There it is. That's a young head, and again, you could tell the young heads because of, you know, the smaller Queen Elizabeth without the crown. There you can see the crown. It's kind of a poor example because these are pretty worn, but still a 63 and a 65 in the same roll, both Canadians. And then there's another Wheatie. Now I was begging for Wheaties, and now I'm getting them, so very nice. So let's see what this one is. This one is a 1941 Philadelphia, so one from the 40s, one from the 50s. Let me quick go through this roll. Oh, there's another Canadian right there. I missed it the first time around. That one is a 1976, so newer. So this one has 3 Canadians. And we are on pace to break my record here. If we keep going like this, when we get multiples like 3 or 4 in a roll, then man, we're gonna be hitting it strong here. So I'll keep going through the rest of these, and I will bring you in. I think I'll bring you in the next roll too, because that roll is a diamond roll. So that's the first diamond roll I've seen in all these boxes. So hey, why not? We're strong 2 rolls here, so maybe we'll make it 3 in a row. So we'll keep on searching. All right, we got roll 26 here, and it is the diamond roll. So it's the only diamond roll in this whole box. So I decided I'll open this one up live. We got 2 Wheaties in a row, so I wonder if we can make it 3. And also we got trying to go for the Canadian penny record in a box, so see if we can pick up any Canadians as well. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. And this one looks like a newer roll, unfortunately. Let's see, let's pull it out here. That's an 82. Well, we definitely checked that for the copper. 78, 76. There's a Canadian. We do got a Canadian in this roll. We pulled that one live, so very nice. That one is a 1994. Pretty decent shape, too. It's copper. So, as you know, they did copper all the way to 96 for the Canadian pennies. So, looks like that's it. We broke our mini streak of Wheaties, so I don't see that in here. So, I'll search the rest of this roll, and if I find anything else... Oh, wait, look at that. Spoke too soon. There's a second Canadian in this one. It is it's gross. It's 1972, though. I cannot read that. But it is a nasty shape. 1972, so that's 2 Canadians in this roll. That's why I always kind of go through this here. And it looks like that's it. I don't see anything else. So we'll search through this. We'll tally up the Canadians here. And like I said, I think we're going to break our Canadian pennies per box at 32, so keep an eye out on for that, and I will keep searching. All right, we're on roll 27 here, and I was searching through the roll, and I stumbled across this, so I thought I'd show you on the microscope on the screen here. This is a 1969D, 69 Denver, and one thing you look at on the 69D is on the back, the FG. In 1969 Denver, they deteriorated so much that you couldn't see an FG. It's the FS 901, and I think I found one here. So let me flip this over, and you can look there. You can see no FG. I mean, I can barely see it. Unfortunately, my loop is the battery's dead, so I gotta get some new batteries, but I don't see it, and I'm usually picky about what I see and don't see. This is pretty evident that it's not there. It's so deteriorated, I can't tell. Now, the bad thing is, as you can see, this is very, very worn. So I don't know if it's because it's worn or what, but you know, I think this is an FS 901 no FG. So I'll give you an example here. So if you go to, again, one of the sites I go to is PCGS, and if you go to the 69D no FG, here's an example of a brown. This is a higher mint. But you can see it's kind of has the same characteristics as mine. So it's very interesting. Now there's a brown example here, and I'll click it, and I can't zoom that in, but you can see the exact same thing on here. So I think I have it. I think I have the 69 Denver no FG FS 901. It would be right there. And man, even with the scope, even a good example is if you can, you know, like lift it up and turn it around. If you see the FG even slightly, it won't count. But this one, man, I go every angle and I just don't see it. It is amazing. So I'm going to call this one the no FG FS 901 69 Denver. Give me your thoughts on this. Leave a comment. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Unfortunately, in this condition, it's not worth slabbing or anything like that. I think it's below a 55 actually. So it's probably low 50s. So I'm not going to slab it, but I think I will keep it aside and sleeve it at least, because I'm pretty sure that's 901. Give me your thoughts. I'm going to keep searching, but I'm going to count this one a variety on my score sheet. So I'm really happy because that's like the most clearest one I've found where you don't see the FG. Maybe at the end of the tape, I'll show you some that are kind of similar that would be faded, but you can see it. But this one you can't. So I'm calling it 1969D FS 901 no FG. So I'm going to keep on searching and loop you back in when I find something else. All right, the very next roll 28, and we did it. We tied our record for the most Canadians in a box. There is number 31, and there is number 32. So already only 28 in. I have 32 Canadian pennies in this box. This is unbelievable. Never had that many in one box before. Let's look at the first one here. That is a 1984, so another copper one, our older one. And this one is a 1981, so very nice. That one has a little luster on it. So two more Canadians, that's 32 for this box, and that ties it. So one more, and we just broke our record of the most Canadians in a box. So I'm going to keep on searching and loop you in on hopefully that 33rd one. All right, roll 30, and we did it. We broke my record. That is Canadian cent number 33, and it was an ender actually. So very nice, and it is a young head as well, 1961. I think that's the oldest I've found so far in these rolls. So a 61 young head Canadian penny, that is number 33, and that breaks my record as the most Canadian pennies in a box. So it's whatever we find from here on out, it's going to make even more. So we'll keep counting the Canadian cents, and I don't see any Wheaties or anything else in here. So, but I just wanted to bring in that broke the record, and we will keep on searching. We are on roll 32 here, and I did not see that when I laid out the roll, but we have a Wheatie. So that was hidden in there, and it is a 1945 Wheatie. So out of Philadelphia. That is my third Wheatie. And earlier I did find another Canadian. I just didn't tape it. figured you guys were getting sick of looking at Canadians. That's my 34th Canadian. That's 1994. But I figured since it was in the roll, I would just point it out because I did not see that third Wheatie, 1945. And we will keep on searching. We are on roll 33, and we have multiple Canadians in this one. I thought I would bring them up since there's multiples in here. So the first one is a 1992, so another copper. And then the one here close to the end is 1986. So 2 copper Canadians in this roll. And then on the end here, we had a 2009. So we had a 2009 ender. So keep that out. I'm getting a lot of 2009s, which is kind of surprising. I think I'm almost up to 20. I think I got like 15, 16 of them. So that's actually surprising. I usually don't get that many 2009s in a box, maybe just like 2 or 3 at the most. So kind of nice to see that as well. I take them out. I might actually keep track of them going in the future because that's quite a bit actually. So we'll finish looking through this roll, and I'll bring you in if I see something else. We are back at roll 33, and I did miss something. There was another Wheatie hidden in there. I did not see it the first time around with those 2 Canadians, so let's take a peek. It is a 1948. Let's double check that. Yep, it is a 1948 Philadelphia Wheatie. So that is my 4th one. So we're actually doing pretty decent on the Wheaties for a customer rolled. I'm going to just quick check here. That's a 64. Because, man, I keep missing this stuff lately. And ooh, that's a bad one. And I don't see anything else. So I'm going to finish this roll up and bring you back in on the next find. Roll 39, and again, multiple Canadians. And I didn't tape the last one, but I have 3 in that one as well. And now I got 3 in this one. So the Canadians are coming out to play. That is for sure. So let's see. There's the first one. That one is 1999, so non-copper. The second one there is 1977, so a nice older copper one. Very nice. And where was that third one? There it is. And the third one is 1974. So 2 from the 70s, 1 from the 90s. That makes Canadian 44. So we are not only breaking the record, we are shattering the record. Now my goal is to get to 50 Canadian coins. And I still got like 11 more rolls to go. So that's a goal to go for, is to get that. I don't think I see any Wheaties in here. It does not look like it. So we'll keep searching. I'll bring you in on the next find. All right, we're on roll 41 here, and another multi-Canadian roll here. So let's take a peek at it quick. We got a 1988, so a nice copper one. And the second one is a 1987, so 2 from the 80s. So that makes it Canadian 46 and 47. So we're only 3 away from hitting 50 Canadian coins. And we got this and 10 other rolls, or this and 9 other rolls. So we're getting very close. So I'll keep you looped in until we hit that 50. We are on roll 44 here, and there are multiple Canadians in this one. So let's take a peek from left to right. So there's the first one. They're both right next to each other there. So let's pull them both out there. That's 2019. Don't need that one. This one is a 1992. It is a commemorative one there. 1867 to 1992. So very nice. And it has a little luster on it too. So that's cool. The next one we have is a young head. You can obviously tell from the back here, and take a peek. It is a 1964. So that's my second one. And the third one was towards the end here. There it is. And it's an older copper one. It is 1968. So 2 from the 60s and 1 from 92. And all of them are copper. And just quickly peek here. I didn't think I saw anything else. Nope, 72. So nope. So that brings us to 49 Canadian pennies. So one more and we hit our 50, and we got 6 rolls to go. So I will bring you in on that 50th penny no matter what, and we'll be right back. So on roll 45, the very next roll, we hit our 50th and our 51st Canadian pennies. So we hit that milestone at 45 rolls, probably the quickest I'll probably ever get to 50 Canadian pennies. And so here they are. The first one is a 1984 copper. So it has a little luster on it. So very nice. And then the last one was here at the end. And there's 61. And it is a 1974. So two older copper Canadian pennies to make my 50th and 51st Canadian coins. And I'm not seeing anything else that's sticking out here. So I will keep on searching and bring you back in. We are on the last roll, roll 50. So I thought I'd open this one up live. It's been a good, fun break, especially with those Canadians. See if we get more. We ended up with 55 Canadians, which is a record for me by far. Like almost, I won't say almost double, but 1.5 times what I normally get. It's quite amazing. So let's see if there's another one that pops up here. The last few I've not received Canadians, so I don't know if I'll receive it here towards the end. And these look like a kind of like a mix, so I am not seeing it. Not even seeing a Wheatie or anything like that. So just a typical normal mix of coins. So I will go through this one and I will do a summary on this box, so we'll be right back. All right, we'll do a wrap up on this box, and it was actually a very fruitful box for me, especially on the Canadian side. I'll show you that in a minute, but we did end up with 4 wheat cents. So that's typical. I've been finding about an average of 4 in these customer rolled wraps, so not surprised there. The oldest was 1944. So we actually ended up with 3 in the 40s and 1 in the 50s. So very nice there. And there is my huge stack of Canadian pennies. All but I believe 5 were copper. So these are the only non-copper ones in the whole bunch. All those are copper pennies. Oldest one was 1961. So there's quite a few young heads. I think there was like 8 to 9 young heads in this bunch. So quite a bit actually. Ended up with 57 Canadian pennies. So that is a record for me by far. Never received that many before in a box ever. So that was a huge amount of Canadian pennies. And I'll be wrapping them up because, like I said, majority of them are copper. So I will be keeping those. Just a couple other side finds. We did have actually 21 2009s, and that's a record for me too. In a box of pennies, I usually get no more than 1 to 3, but to get 21 is quite amazing and quite a lot. No heirs and varieties, unfortunately. So, but we will be stacking those like we always do because that was a low mintage year. There was 11 2020s. I'm just keeping them aside for now. I will probably throw those back, but for now I keep them until I look at the official numbers to see if it's a low mintage or not. But probably will be throwing those out back to the wild once everything's settled down. Also, I'm going to bring this up. This was the variety that we found, the 1969D FS901, no FD. So I'm going to bring this up here, just 1 second. And there is the scope. So again, there is the penny, and you cannot see an FG in there. Barely. Maybe the G. You know, it's tough. It's tough to call these personally, but when you throw on the side there, when you throw on an angle, you can't see the FG, and that's what you're kind of looking for on that. And just to give some examples, I got some other 6090s. Obviously this one is a little tougher too, but I can see the G for sure on this one. the F and the G. Like I said, these are hard, but then when you tilt it, you can definitely see the FG. So that's what you're kind of looking for when you tilt these things. There's another example of a partial FG, but that's still FG. That's your common variety. Here's another one, again, FG, barely showing. I mean, they were a bad year for that FG, that's for sure. There's another example. That one's more prominent on the FG. And just, again, another faded FG, but that's still a common. One more here. I think this was the one that was very close to, but again, I can see the G, and then when you go on the angle like that, you can definitely see the FG. So that's what you're looking for. But when I pull this one up again, you can't see the FG. So that's what they're looking for in a no FG penny. So I'm definitely going to keep that one and hold it. Again, as you can see, it is not in great shape. It's been circulated around pretty good. You're not going to get a good grade on it, but I'm going to call it an FG or FS 901 variety, definitely for sure. So keep that aside. We did get 4 59s, so I'll include those. I got 169S and then just another S. I think that's a 74S. Keep those aside as well. And then just a couple of AUBs I'm going to go against my album. There really wasn't many this time. Only like 4 that I got to kind of have to look at. Most of them were probably, you know, red-brown. So I threw those back into my pile. We did end up with $5.75 worth of copper coins. That's 23% of the roll, so that's a good portion, about average, I would say. So that is it, everyone. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel. You know, leave a comment you like if you don't think that's the FG for the 1969D. Let me know what your thoughts are about it. Leave a comment, give it a thumbs up. Again, subscribe to my channel, and if you like what I'm doing, I'll definitely be doing more of these. I love doing penny hunts. So again, thank you everyone for watching, and Retro Robbie, remember, collect what you love.